Hi, my name's Lily, and before we dive into this session, I would just like to touch briefly on confidentiality. And so, what that means is anything that you say, anything that I say, only stays in this session, so it will not be shared with outside sources.
Okay, great.
So, we can dive right in. Would you like to tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Jake. I live with my parents and my sister. My sister's in her 20s, and I'm very close with my sister, I find. I have a part-time job at a grocery store. Um, I'm kind of falling behind on my schoolwork, um, which isn't very good. My time management just hasn't been great for the past few months, so I'm kind of really trying to get on top of that.
So, to my understanding, you're kind of here to get on top of school and focus on your time management?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And when did you first recognize you were having difficulties with your time management?
So I got an email from my teacher saying that I was slipping and falling behind, and if I didn't do anything now to catch up, I would have to retake the whole course all over again, which I really don't want to happen. So yeah, had a lot of anxiety after reading that email. I had an anxiety attack actually. Made me really stressed out. My home life isn't the greatest either. My dad's an alcoholic. My mom just kind of lives to serve him. They're not very nice people in general. So yeah.
Okay. So, to my understanding, you are full-time in school, you have a part-time job, and you're experiencing these difficulties at home with your home life.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned your dad's an alcoholic,
Mm-hmm.
and your mom's kind of just there to serve him. So you don't really have that encouragement from them.
Mm-hmm.
But you did mention that you are close with your sister.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. And it's great that you recognized that you don't want to fail school. You don't want to fall behind. You want
Mm-hmm.
to stay on top of your work and not have to retake the course.
Yeah.
Would you say that you have encouragement from your friends at all?
I don't know if I'd say encouragement. I'd say that they're kind of in the same boat as me. Like they don't have the best grades as well. But I feel they don't care as much as me about their grades. Yeah, we kind of just hang out. We hang out a lot. They're kind of my main source of happiness and joy. Mainly just because I've been having a lot of depression from living at home. My home life isn't the greatest, so I'm not having a very good time. But yeah, so I'd say that they're not very encouraging. They're just kind of in the same boat as me. So.
Okay.
Mm.
So, it seems like you're dealing with these difficulties with depression and anxiety. You've had that anxiety attack. Have you taken any additional steps to kind of focus on your time management at all?
Yeah. So my sister, once I told her about everything, she told me to reach out to my guidance counselor in school, which I did. I went last week. She kind of told me a method to help keep on top of things was to use sticky notes, and to write down all my to-dos, assignments, quizzes, tests, stuff like that. She just told me how to do everything like that, but I find the sticky notes weren't very helpful. I would kind of lose them, or they'd rip, or they wouldn't stick anymore to things, and I'd have to keep them in my room usually, and it just got very messy. It just wasn't working very well, so I want to find another method, pretty much, so.
So to kind of, from my understanding, to kind of summarize what you're saying, is that you have reached out to your school guidance counselor because your sister recommended them,
Mm-hmm.
and you have gone through the steps to kind of write down your assignments just so you could stay on track and
Mm-hmm.
kind of. So it's good that you have taken that step. Would I be able to give you a suggestion?
Yeah, for sure.
So I like to use a calendar app, and it's on my phone, it's on my computer, and I write down client sessions I have for the day, week, and like month.
Okay.
And any just paperwork I have to do, and just small tasks like that I would just forget about.
Yeah.
It helps me prioritize my work, helps me keep on track and everything. And I also like a physical visual aid. So I have a physical calendar that I like to keep on my wall. And again, it just has all that information that I would just forget if I didn't write it down.
Yeah.
And I find it helps me prioritize all my work and stay on track. If you're comfortable, maybe we can look into that method a little bit. We can go through your assignments, go through test quizzes, anything like that you have, and we can write them down just so you can prioritize, stay on track of that, if you're open to that.
Yeah, I definitely be willing to do that. I really want to try to do anything to stay on top of my school, so don't want to have to retake anything, so.
That's good that you want to stay on top of that. Just to kind of move away from time management, have you booked any other sessions with us?
Yeah, so I booked one next week and then also for the next week. I did that, my sister recommended that as well because she thought that doing that, coming here weekly, staying on top of my assignments would really help out and keep my anxiety down too. So yeah, I think it would really help out doing that.
It's good that you have that encouragement from your sister. She seems to be wanting to help you as long as you want to help yourself as well.
Exactly.
So we can definitely discuss what we will talk about in other sessions that you have with us. Definitely not in this session, but when we're out of it, we can talk about that. So just to move on from that, do you find that you have friends that kind of encourage you to do your schoolwork at all?
I don't know if I'd say encouragement. They're kind of in the same boat as me. They're kind of like not doing very well in school, so yeah, they're not like, it's kind of just, I don't really have much support around me, I feel, and I find it's hard to admit, but they're definitely a distraction for my schoolwork. It's just, since I'm so depressed in my home life, I never want to be home, and it's hard for me to just relax and do schoolwork. I get so overwhelmed and everything. So yeah, I think they definitely are a distraction for sure. So
it's good that you've recognized that, and you have mentioned before that they do bring you happiness and joy. Would you be able to possibly find time in between activities that you do with your friends and focus on your schoolwork and time management, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I could definitely do that. It's definitely hard to. It's easier said than done, I feel, but I definitely think I should do that because I know school is very important and everything, so I should definitely do that. So yeah.
And you don't seem to have this encouragement from your friends, but from a school aspect, would you say that you have any tutors or like homework clubs that can help you stay on top of your schoolwork?
Yeah, so there is tutors that I've heard through my teachers, but they do cost a fee. I'm not sure how much, but they are pretty expensive, I've heard. And I'm just very tight on money. I only have a part-time grocery store job, so I can't really afford much. So yeah, but there is homework clubs that are free, I've heard, and yeah, I'd definitely be willing to try that. I just haven't looked into them at all.
And you mentioned these tutors do have fees?
Yeah, the tutors are fees, but the homework club is free.
The homework club is free?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would you possibly be willing to look into these homework clubs kind of to seek support?
Yeah, definitely. I think it would be a good idea. I think I need to for sure, especially because my grades are slipping. So.
Maybe you could check next time these clubs are open to the students. You could maybe go see if it's right for you. Maybe gather some other students contact information just to if you're doing the exact same assignments, you can work on it together. You can kind of help each other out.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I definitely should do that. So.
So just to kind of, we are reaching the end of our meeting. Just to kind of summarize everything, you're here to focus on schoolwork and time management.
Yeah.
And at home, you're kind of having these difficulties. You mentioned your dad is an alcoholic, and your mom is just there to serve him. And you're not really seeking that encouragement from them. but you are seeking encouragement from your sister as she wanted you to
Yeah.
reach out to the guidance counselor, which you have done.
Yeah.
And it's great that you have taken those steps.
Mm-hmm.
You also mentioned that you find it hard to focus on schoolwork as you'd rather hang out with your friends because it is a positive aspect in your life.
Yeah.
You also mentioned how you can seek help at these homework clubs as they are free and you're kind of tight on money.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of my whole situation.
Okay, so we are reaching the end of this session. We can definitely look into this more and talk a bit more about your time management, how school is going in our next sessions, if you're open to that.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Okay, perfect. It was nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.